Welcome to One Man's Tracks, the secondhand music channel. As I continue exploring deeper into the vibrant explosion of indie rock from the aughts, I'm continuously struck by the enrapturing spirit and unwavering fortitude that the albums from that time carry. Their resolute commitment to experimental creation of ornate overtones and musical intention is a spirit and a sentiment that continues to reverberate well beyond that particular era. A sonic conversation whose contributions persist, touching and deeply connecting with new audiences like myself decades later. I've finally stumbled into the idiosyncratic freak folk fantasies of Brooklyn formed band of musical mavericks Ed Drosty, Christopher Bear, Daniel Rawson, and Chris Taylor's Grizzly Bear has got me all wrapped right back up in a soothing, understanding indie rock embrace. A band that started out in 2002 as just Ed's lo-fi solo venture, Grizzly Bear initially expanded as a way of capturing the tracks on his 2004 debut Horn of Plenty in a live setting with Chris Bear on drums, Chris Taylor on bass, and Daniel Rawson playing guitar and singing backups. They rapidly develop into a proper band with democratic contributions, sign with Warp Records, and release their second album or band debut in July of 2006 called Yellow House. With that, they'd capture a longing for the beauty of innocence, a nostalgia for naivete, this plucky, hazy, sparkling folk rock records, meditative, ruminating atmosphere is hypnotically human and remarkably comforting. It received critical acclaim and helped to establish this group's dreamy dynamic. They'd get to know each other on tour and then start getting to work on its follow-up in the summer of '08 up in Cape Cod and church in the mountains of upstate New York with a blank slate to create an album with liberating, reflective clarity and an inspiring determination. Produced by the band's Chris Taylor, released in May of 2009. It's Grizzly Bear's third full-length album and another ethereal indie rock essential, Veckatimest. An artfully delivered, graceful escape, a compassionate companion. Veckatimest's colorful fanfare is woven into this captivating, enchanting tapestry of lavish harmonies, just bursting with beguiling melodies. It's uniquely engaging, balancing a calm patience with an excited anticipation. This moody masterclass rocks and rolls over its listener like crystalline waves. It allows us to float in a reflective, reverberating sonic ocean, escape the weight of the past, let go, and just allow the melodic whims of the great uncertain expanse guide us. A lovely lesson in letting go told time and time again across this tremendous track list that sets sail from the southern point, a roving, fluttering, throwback psych rock tune that glides along joyously and headstrong. Then the big hit comes soaring in on an instantly recognizable piano riff. 2 Weeks is the band's major mainstream moment. It features backup vocals from Beach House's Victoria Legrand with its beautifully layered harmonies and heart gripping immediacy. This transcendent chamber pop opus reminds me of Shin's Cut, but it's a lot less angular and far more dreamy. We lovingly roam onward, seeking out guidance with all we ask, stripped back acoustics, floating us along, meandering with this unhurried whimsy before drifting into the unraveling revelations of Fine for Now. A jazzy, sobering, yet self assured swinger that has a sensational, shimmering, and freeing finale, settling into soft, solemn contemplation. The folkish dream pop of Cheerleader is lost in a listless, regretful, yet still somewhat sugary haze. It then ducks us down into the dreamy, dreary depths of Dory, an impossibly flowery tragedy, a crooning escape that sees itself sinking deeper and deeper into despair. The second half here sets up the album's determined, committed turn with the throbbing omnichords of Ready Able swaying in and setting off into that uncertain future, but briefly stumbling with one more song of forsaken uncertainty called About Face, where you turn around, you check one more time, and then hold still, takes that feeling of misplaced faith and washes it away with these soothing, reverberating guitars, leading us into my favorite, While You Wait for the Others, with its fabulously honest lyricism, its gorgeous builds releasing gratifying choruses. This moving, moody masterclass is sublime. A truly enrapturing piece of extraordinary, alluring indie rock. Finishing off the record, we have the tremendously orchestrated, theatrical roller coaster of I Live With You, a powerfully performed, epic, smashing, rockin' clash that leads us into the lovely piano-driven closer, Foreground. It's this alluring, Radiohead, Coldplay-esque return to center with an absolutely angelic choral send-off. Incredibly comfortable, intricately composed, and it only gets more rewarding the more time you spend with it. And I think that could be said for pretty much the entire Grizzly discography. It's this fabulous, Baroquean, atmospheric art rock outfit that blends these abstracted emotion with gentle, grounded encouragement, pushing the boundaries of indie music with a wealth of feeling and conviction. They'd top off this particularly prolific era with one more masterpiece in the form of Shields in September of 2012. Just so good, and I'm a little upset at myself that it took me this long to discover them, but I'm so glad to be able to finally get to soak them all in now. The latest Grizzly Bear album, Painted Runes, came out back in 2017, and its subsequent tour is ultimately what led to the burnout and extended hiatus period for these guys. They've been quite busy on their break, with Daniel releasing a solo album, him and Bear worked on a film score, Chris Taylor's been producing stuff, and Ed Drosty became a licensed therapist. And what was left? They've tentatively returned back last year in 2025 for a handful of shows, and this year is the 20th anniversary of Yellow House, so fingers crossed for maybe some upcoming dates. Who knows? In the meantime, let me know any thoughts, feelings, memories you have of Grizzly Bear. I want to know your favorite album or song, or maybe a magical live moment. Tell me in those comments. Hit all those YouTube buttons down there. Check out some more introspective, retrospective reviews I've got for you over here. And don't fall through. Take all the best care. Much love, y'all. I'll fall